Okay, so like being a craftsperson is seriously the best you get to put so much of yourself into every single piece. But let's be real. Sometimes the business side, it can be a little like wrestling an octopus, right? So in today's deep dive, we're going to look at how AI could actually help your handcrafted business not just survive, but like actually thrive. And we found this article. It's called "Craft Success for Your Handcrafted Business with an AI Chatbot: Create Smarter, Connect Deeper." And it got me thinking.
You know, it's really interesting how this article dives right into this problem that so many people who make things run into, right? Like they're so good at what they do, but they don't always have the time or even the, resources to manage a whole online business on top of that.
Totally. And we're definitely not talking about like replacing that personal touch.
Yeah.
Because that is so important when you're selling something handcrafted and unique, right?
Yeah.
It's more like giving yourself an extra set of hands,
Yeah,
like a superpower sidekick who can handle the stuff that takes you away from doing what you love.
Exactly. And the article starts with something that's honestly a game changer for any business, but especially for smaller ones. It's 24/7 availability. Like imagine a customer on the other side of the world. They fall in love with your, ceramic mugs at 2 in the morning their time. They've got a question. Usually they'd have to wait until you wake up, and who knows, maybe they've moved on by then.
But with a chatbot, they get that answer right away,
Yeah.
which honestly probably makes them way more likely to actually buy it right then and there.
Totally. It's all about trust and showing them that you're dedicated even when you're asleep. That kind of constant responsiveness can really set you apart from everyone else. And it gets even better. Because we're not just talking about answering the same old FAQs over and over again. This AI, it's actually designed to learn customer preferences.
Okay, now we're talking, so it's not just spitting out the same answer to every single person. It's actually picking up on what each customer seems to be into.
It's kind of like when you're at a craft fair, right? And you chat with each person who stops by your booth. You start to get a sense of their style, what they're drawn to. This AI does that digitally, but at a massive scale.
Gotcha. So if someone is browsing my online shop and they keep looking at, let's say, the hand-woven wall hangings with nature themes.
The AI might recommend similar pieces, maybe ones with foresty colors or animal motifs. It's like having a virtual salesperson who knows what each customer wants before they even ask for it.
I love that it's taking that personal touch you'd have face-to-face and bringing it to the online world. It's not just about making a sale. It's about helping them find that, perfect piece that really speaks to them.
Yeah, and the article even talks about how this AI can streamline the entire shopping experience from browsing to buying all in one chat window. Think about the apps that you use every day. They're designed to be super easy and intuitive, and this brings that same ease to your online shop.
It's like those you might also like suggestions you get, but way smarter because it's actually based on, what the customer's been looking at. It's not random, it's strategic.
And that personalization is huge in the handcrafted world, right? People are looking for something unique, something special, and this AI helps them find it without having to scroll through pages and pages of products.
It's like the difference between digging through a bargain bin and having your own personal stylist.
Yeah.
Speaking of making things easier, can we talk about FAQs for a second? I don't know about you, but I feel like I could answer those same questions about shipping policies and care instructions in my sleep.
Oh, tell me about it. The article makes a big point about how the AI can automate all of that. Just imagine a customer's about to buy one of your, delicate hand-blown glass ornaments, but they're worried about it getting broken during shipping.
And instead of them abandoning their cart because they can't find the answer or sending you an email that they have to wait hours for you to reply to,
they get an instant answer from the chatbot. Boom, done. The article even says that those consistent, accurate responses, they actually make you look more professional. It shows you've got it all figured out, even the behind-the-scenes stuff.
It's like having a virtual assistant who never drops the ball.
Yeah.
That peace of mind has got to be priceless, especially when you're trying to run a business and still, make time to actually create.
Totally. It's about working smarter, not harder. Which brings us to another thing the article talks about, engagement that goes beyond just the buying and selling part.
Right, because we've all gotten those generic thank you for your order emails. They're fine, but they don't really feel personal.
This AI takes it to a whole other level. It can send personalized thank you notes, follow-up messages, checking in on the order, maybe even share a little behind-the-scenes peek at your process. It's about keeping that connection going even after they've hit buy.
Like sending a quick video of you carefully packaging their order, or showing them a sneak peek of the kiln where their pottery is being fired.
Exactly, and that goes back to the whole idea of storytelling, which is so important for handcrafted businesses, right? You're not
Yeah.
just selling a thing, you're selling an experience.
And this AI helps you tell that story even when you're up to your elbows in clay or, covered in sawdust. It's like having a whole digital PR team working 24/7 to build your brand and connect with people on a deeper level.
It's pretty mind-blowing to think about like how much this technology could change the way craftspeople do business.
I know, right? And we're just getting started. There's so much more to explore about how AI can empower craftspeople to not just get by, but to really, truly thrive. And we'll dig into that in part 2 right after this quick break.
Yeah, it's like giving craftspeople this whole new toolbox, for connecting with their audience in a way that feels real and like actually personal.
Totally. In the last part, we were talking about how AI can handle some of those marketing tasks that, can take up so much time. But I'm curious about how it actually works. Does it just like spam everyone on my email list with the same generic message?
That's where the data comes in. The AI can look at your customer data and it can actually like segment your audience based on like their past interactions and preferences.
Okay, so instead of blasting everyone with a 10% off everything sale.
Right. It might send a targeted email about a new collection of like hand-painted silk scarves to someone who, always buys textiles. Or
Yeah.
like it could alert a loyal customer about a special, pre-order opportunity for a limited edition piece.
So it's not just about reaching the most people possible. It's about making sure that the right people are seeing the right message.
Exactly. It's all about maximizing relevance,
Yeah.
making sure your message is actually hitting the mark.
I'm starting to see how this could really help smaller handcrafted businesses compete with the big guys. It's like having a whole marketing team working behind the scenes, but without the, crazy overhead costs.
That's such a good point. It frees up your time and energy to focus on what you do best, creating. The article even mentions how AI could potentially help with the design process itself.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. So could the AI actually suggest what to make next? Could it analyze trends and tell me what's going to be popular?
Well, while AI can't replace your own, unique creative vision and intuition, it can definitely give you valuable data and insights that can like inform your decisions.
So let's say I'm a woodworker who specializes in making handcrafted cutting boards. Could the AI tell me if geometric patterns are going to be a big trend or something?
It could definitely analyze things like sales data, social media trends, even like design publications to identify those emerging patterns and popular styles.
It's like having a crystal ball that can give you a glimpse into the future of design. That would be so cool.
It would allow you to like combine your creative intuition with data-driven insights, which could give you a real competitive advantage.
But let's be real for a sec.
Okay.
AI is still a pretty new concept for a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially people who work with their hands. I bet there are a lot of craftspeople out there who are feeling a little hesitant, maybe even intimidated by the whole technology thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big shift in how we think about running a business. And the article does mention that some craftspeople might feel like they don't have the technical know-how to use AI.
It's like, hold on, I make things with my hands. What do I know about algorithms and all that?
Right. But the good news is you don't need to be a tech whiz to benefit from AI. There are tons of user-friendly platforms and services out there designed specifically for, small businesses.
So it's more about finding the right tools and partners who can help you figure it all out.
Exactly. It's about embracing the possibilities without getting bogged down in all the technical details.
That makes me feel a lot better because honestly, the thought of coding my own chatbot from scratch sounds terrifying.
And totally unnecessary. The beauty of these AI platforms is that they're designed to be intuitive and easy to use. It's about empowering craftspeople, not overwhelming them.
So once you have the right system in place, it's like having a superpower.
Yeah.
You can focus on what you're good at while the AI takes care of all the stuff that used to, drain your time and energy.
It's like having this tireless, efficient assistant who can work 24/7 without needing a coffee break. And the best part is it allows you to compete with those bigger brands on a more level playing field.
It's not about replacing the human element. It's about making it even stronger. It's about using technology to boost creativity, connection, and ultimately success. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention, the potential downsides. Every coin has two sides.
Yes, definitely. It's important to go into this with your eyes open. The article does briefly mention some of the potential risks of using AI, and I think it's worth talking about those.
For sure, because as excited as I am about the potential of AI, I want to make sure our listeners have the full picture.
Yeah.
I'd say we've been totally geeking out about all the ways AI can help, craftspeople run their businesses. But like we said before, no tech is perfect, right? So What are some of the things people should watch out for?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is making sure that AI doesn't accidentally make your business feel less personal, which is kind of ironic, right? Because that human touch is so important for handcrafted goods.
Yeah, I can see that like if the chatbot sounds too robotic or like keeps recommending stuff that's totally off base, it could actually like scare customers away.
Exactly. The article really stresses the need to find that balance between, automation and genuine interaction. You don't want to lose that heart and soul that makes your business special.
So it's not just about setting it up and forgetting about it, right? You
Yeah.
need to be involved, like making sure the chatbot's tone, the recommendations, it's making all of that really reflects your brand and,
Yeah.
the relationships you built with your customers.
It's kind of like training an apprentice. You wouldn't just throw them in the workshop without any guidance, right? You'd show them the ropes, make sure they understand your style and your values. It's the same with AI.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about the whole data privacy thing? I know people are getting more and more concerned about how their information is being used online these days.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge one. And the article touches on that too. It basically comes down to choosing AI platforms and partners that are transparent about their data security practices,
Yep.
and making sure they're following all the rules and regulations.
So do your research. Ask the tough questions and make sure your customers' data is being handled responsibly. Because ultimately, it's about building trust not just with the technology, but with the people behind it.
Absolutely. And along those lines, there's also the question of AI reliability. Like, what happens if the chatbot glitches and gives a customer the wrong information or crashes during a big sale?
Oh gosh, I hadn't even thought about that. It would be a total nightmare if my AI chatbot like told someone the wrong shipping price or accidentally deleted a bunch of orders.
Right. It's important to remember that even though AI is getting super sophisticated, it's not foolproof. You know, just like any other tool in your business, you need to keep an eye on it, make sure it's working properly, and have a backup plan in case things go sideways.
So regular checkups for the AI, just like you do with your kiln or your sewing machine. Makes sense to me. But what about the cost? I know a lot of craftspeople are working with, pretty tight budgets. Is AI even affordable for smaller businesses?
That's a common concern for sure, but the article actually addresses that directly. It says that while some of those big enterprise-level AI solutions can be really expensive, there are a ton of options out there that are made specifically for, smaller businesses and solopreneurs.
So you don't need to like break the bank to get started with AI. And honestly, if it saves you time and headaches in the long run, it might even pay for itself.
Exactly. Think about all those hours you spend answering emails, managing your social media, trying to keep up with all the latest marketing trends. What if you could get some of that time back and spend it doing what you actually love?
Right. It's about working smarter, not harder.
Hmm.
But I do have one last question that's been kind of bugging me. What if we become too reliant on AI? Like, what if I forget how to actually do things myself?
Hmm. That's a really interesting question. And it's something that a lot of people are thinking about as AI becomes more and more, integrated into our lives.
It's like, I don't want my AI to become my brain.
Hmm.
I still want to be able to think for myself and make decisions based on my own knowledge and experience.
I think the key is to remember that AI is a tool. It's not a replacement for human skills and judgment.
No.
Just like you wouldn't use a power drill for every single task in your workshop, you don't have to use AI for every aspect of your business.
It's about finding that balance.
Right?
Using AI to help us do more, not to like do everything for us.
Exactly. And that's really what this whole deep dive has been about. Exploring how AI can empower craftspeople, free up their time, and help them build businesses that are both successful and fulfilling.
This conversation has seriously blown my mind. I'm feeling so inspired to explore how I can use AI in my own business.
It's a really exciting time to be a craftsperson. And I think AI has the potential to totally revolutionize the way we create, connect, and thrive.
So if you're listening and your brain is buzzing with ideas, don't let them fade away. Grab a notebook, jot down your thoughts, and start exploring what AI could do for your handcrafted business. It might just change everything for you.
And remember, if you'd like more information or a personalized consultation, you can find all the details at https://www.scogenie.com.
That's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us. And remember, keep creating, keep connecting, and keep that handcrafted spirit alive.